What about you? Today we're going to talk about the thing that's going to bring your lawn to the next level. Let's go. Now, before we begin, we need to get the grass cut, so let's do that now. Every year we talk about aerating, scarfing, seeding. However, I think there's something just as important that we haven't really talked about before, and that's what we're going to get into today. Let's go. I've done videos in the past about cheap, inexpensive ways to aerate your lawn, so I'm not going to get too much into it. If you didn't have any tools, you could just use a fork or a drill. Today we're going to use the hollow core aerator. Now that we have the lawn aerated, we're going to start the next process, which is scarification. I'm just going to talk briefly about why we do aerating. We do the aerating to let the air down into the soil and to remove some thatch. If you're enjoying this video, folks, don't forget, smash that like button, subscribe for more videos like this. So that's us done with the scarfing. You can see the usual material that we've pulled out, the moss and the thatch. So as you can see, we've got the scarfing and aerating, all the debris lifted off that. Our next process, we're going to do the overseeding. Now, today we're going to be using a mixture of rye and fescue. I get a lot of questions about what makes the best grass seed and what should you choose. More often than not, if your house has been built in the last 30 years, then there's a very, very good chance that it's going to be a grass seed like this. If you had a lot of shade, I would go for a grass seed that maybe has a bit more fescue in it. If you have a lot of kids or you want a hard-wearing lawn, then you want a grass seed that has a lot of rye in it. But you always want to choose a grass seed that has a couple of different varieties, and then you get the best of both worlds. Now we have the seed down, we're on to the next task. This time last year, I filmed a video. We had a test patch, we killed it off and we tried to find the fastest way to grow grass from seed. In that video, we used the garden fleece and we put it down over the top, and I must say it was amazing how quick the seed grew, but I'm going to say you don't actually need that. It speeded it up for about a week, and then after 2 weeks the normal grass caught up with it. But the key thing was we covered the grass that was there with compost and topsoil, and it made a big difference. So I think to get our lawns up to the next level, if you're going to do the scarfing, you're going to do the aerating, you're going to do the seeding in your own garden, then take one more step and cover your seed with compost. So today we're going to look at different types of compost and see maybe what works best. Let's do that now. We'll have our compost over there. Before I get into the compost, I want to tell you, I have a really good tip for you. After we get the compost on the lawn, I'm going to show you a tip that's going to get your seed off to a really good start. But come on, we'll go over and we'll have a look at the compost now. I did go to my local garden centre and we picked up 7 different types of compost to put in the lawn. Now, anybody that follows my channel will know that I'm not a big fan of using peat, but unfortunately, if you want to use compost in your lawn, there isn't that many peat-free alternatives. But we're going to go through the different bags. We're going to have a smell test of different things. We're going to look at them. I have a roller here. We're going to put individual bags into a roller, put it onto the lawn and see how that goes. First product up, we'll have the multi-purpose compost. So that stuff is going on quite nice. So let's have a look and see what we've got left in this. I'd say that there isn't that much bad material left in that. Doesn't smell too bad. So we'll finish getting this out and then we'll have a go at another one. Next product, we're on the John Hines sowing seed compost. That looks quite sandy. I'd imagine this is going to go onto the lawn really nice. For the compost roller, that's a no-go because it's so fine. You could see how quickly it flew out, and we put it in half a bag and it was gone just in the one pass, just really quick. So we didn't get an even spread with it. To have a look and see what's left over, see different stones and stuff in it, but the hopper has caught them, but not a whole lot. That's just out of that bag. So there's been less debris out of this compost than the one before it. Our next product shouldn't need any introduction. There's another channel that I think a lot of us watch called Daniel Hibbert. Daniel, love your videos. Last year there used to be a lot more peat in it, but they're starting to phase the peat out, so we're going to have a look at that. This roller, I did a video review on this a couple of years ago. If you want to see it, I'll leave a link down in the video description. I'll also leave a link for an affiliate link if you want to pick one of these up. There'll be that down in the video description. Let's get on with it. So let's have a quick look at this. Now, I'm going to say there's a bit more debris through this than through the last couple of stuff. There's twigs, I think that's a bit of wood, a couple of wee stones, but there's a bit more debris in here than some of those other products. Next up, we'll have farmyard manure. Gonna have to do the smell test in this one, see what this smells like. We'll have a lot of, I'm not gonna put too much of this bag in. Don't know how suitable this is gonna be for the lawn. I think I'm just gonna put this straight into the compost heap. I'm not gonna even bother putting this onto the lawn. There's an awful lot of debris in there. I don't think that this will do my lawn any good at all. Now we've got over the farmyard manure. Let's have a look at our next bag. So we have our John Hines compost. I've opened the bag here, just wanted to check. This is mature plant compost. It looks like a very similar composition to this stuff here, the John Hines seed sowing compost. I'll just show you. You can see that that's the very sandy material, the way this product was here. We'll get it in the roller and we'll have a look at it. You can really see there's a lot of stones there. Loads and loads of stones through that. Obviously if you were potting or if you're planting stuff out, those stones would be good, but for a lawn, 100% I wouldn't want to be top dressing material. I wouldn't want to use this as top dressing material even if I was using a roller or not. For me, there'd be far too many stones in that bag. Next up we'll have New Horizons Westland compost. I know this stuff is 100% peat free. I've used it before. So this is our peat free compost. This is my old favourite, the topsoil. Anybody watching my videos, we use a lot of this product. Now it does have some clay in it, but it doesn't have any peat. You have to weigh it up if you're going to use it in your lawn, the fact that it has some clay in it. Now, good thing, the difference between compost and topsoil also levels. We used this on a test patch and the seed performed just as well out of this as what it did the compost. Again, because this is a bit finer, it's coming out quite quickly. But I would say that's getting a nice tilt. So just to take a selection what's out of here, there's actually not a lot of stuff left in it. But we do have a few stones. If you want to use this product, you have to keep in your head that there is some clay in it. But it's really good for leveling. It's also really good for growing grass seed. And now we'll have all the compost down. we're going to look at a couple of different ways to mat it in, so let's do that now. To level stuff in now, the first tool we're going to use is a landscaper's rake. You could also just use a brush. As you can see, the rake, nice and handy because that big straight edge there, that's going to really help you level any areas. The next tool we're going to use is a lawn lute. Lawn lute's good because it's going to level as well. Now, if you buy off my link, I get a small commission and you help make videos like this possible, so link down in the video description. And lastly, we'll have our homemade drag mat. I told you that there was a tip to turbocharge your seed, and that is to use some seaweed. Whenever you put on seaweed on top of your grass seed, it's going to get it off to a really good start. Now, if you want to find out the fastest way to grow grass from seed, watch this video next and I'll see you over there now.